Well, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. On the panel is Cathy Richman, Susan Jarboe, and Rev. Linda Burdett. And I'm Cathy Cronin, and I will be presenting our topic on giant gentleness. And so before I do that, I'd like to open us in prayer. Take a moment, take a deep breath in, and help get centered to be able to focus on the here and the now. And as you breathe in, slowly taking deep breaths in, exhale, releasing any tension and any stress that you may be feeling, anything that may be distracting you from having this moment in time in opening to your spiritual center. We thank you, God, for coming into our lives, for being here as our guiding spirit and our wisdom and the knowledge that is presented through us from you. It is with divine goodness that we come together to share these thoughts and these prayers and these hopes for all that are here with us. Amen. So my topic is from it's a Science of Mind booklet that they put out, and it's called so basically, it's the Guide for Spiritual Living. And the article that I was inspired by was written by Reverend Dr. Michelle Medrano, who is a minister at the Mile High Church in Lakewood, Colorado. And she wrote this. She's been writing books and preaching for a long time. So I thought this one caught my attention about giant gentleness, being a safe place. And I want to read some parts of this article that she wrote. And I'm going to start with the question that she read. Consider this important question. Do you feel like you're a safe person? The answer might be yes, if the definition of safe means intending not to harm others. However, most people only consider certain aspects of themselves when answering this question. For example, if you are not someone who becomes enraged and hits people or ever yells or screams, you might be tempted to declare yourself a safe person. So writer Anne Lamott quipped, "My mind is a bad neighborhood that I try not to go into alone." Thoughts of a person's deeper levels can broadcast deeper intentions. We may need to consider an expansion of what it means to be a safe person. For example, a person might be nice, full of sweet talk and kind comments. Yet, when a trusted confidant, that person may speak cruelly about others or gossip. Or a person might be doing their best to work with another person, all the while thinking negative thoughts about them or their work. A person might be quiet and never make a wave, yet perhaps they see about what idiots surround them. Eventually, these thoughts leak out in some form or another. Behaving as if no one knows your real thoughts is a huge illusion. Not everyone can read minds and assess the actual thoughts of others. However, the thought atmosphere is always present, like an energy that broadcasts itself. When a person has negative thoughts, that energy broadcasts a kind of spiritual bad breath, repelling others. Though such thoughts might not be spoken or shared out loud, other people often can sense them. This can erode trust, prevent real connection, and affect self-esteem. Therefore, doing our inner work to become a safer person, a peaceful person, and a safe haven is vital for genuine connection and greater peace in our planet. And then she goes on to talk more about, if we consider that all of the ways in which humans harm other humans arise out of pain, of feeling, and belief in separation, and some sense of disconnectedness, we can see that not being willing to heal and resolve our pain makes us potentially unsafe people. So every grumpy, bumpy, nasty, mean, or violent thought, word, or act is born out of unresolved pain. If we resolve our pain, our natural born states of peace and well-being become the genesis of our thoughts and actions. To have peace and to be a safe person requires that we do our inner work to heal and the unhealed past. So she goes on some more and she gives an example of person A treats person B bad, then person B treats person C bad, and that just perpetuates along the way. And it could be stopped if you don't take this on and you choose to, understand that grumpy person. Then you stop that ripple effect down the line. So it sort of gives that sense of knowing that if somebody is being grumpy with you, just ask, is there something I can talk to you about, or are you having a bad day? Because they may just want somebody to listen. And then you stop the ripple effect. If we take it on, then we pass it on to somebody else and keep perpetuating. So how to heal? Healing demands powerful inner work, and you must be rigorously honest with yourself about the challenges, issues, and unhealed energy still active within you. You must be willing to see how it plays out in your relationships with all beings. You must face your judgments and biases. You must do the powerful inner work to heal all of it, because it matters. It matters to you and to every other being you share your life with. So you must face your judgments and your biases. And I'm going to skip through some more of this. And it goes on about working on the healing work, that some of it may, she gives the example of a weeds in a garden. Some may be simple weeds that you can pull out and you toss it aside and it's easily done. Some may be some really deep rooted, and some may be ones that just keep coming back again. So it's sort of like doing that inner work is sometimes takes work. So it says that work will have a number of elements, including being willing to see the issue more clearly. That work might look like a willingness to feel your feelings and emotions, and it might look like forgiveness and letting go. It perhaps resembles loving ourselves through it. It definitely will look like being gentle while doing your healing work. Make giant gentleness as evidenced by being a safe person for others a high priority. This will be the greatest and most rewarding work of your life. So I'm going to go back to the question that started this article is, do you feel like you're a safe person? I'm going to pose this to the panel. So who would like to share? Hey, Cathy.
I'll share. I really liked this topic. It's because what it said to me is, if you've got unhealed energy in you and you don't realize when you're lashing out at somebody or you're not being understanding with somebody, it's because of your own inner pain that needs to be healed. But that inner work takes time, and not everybody's willing to put in that time. It's really interesting because I recently had a friend of mine, and he was talking to me about this relationship that he has. And for reasons unbeknownst to him, the girlfriend, she just snubbed him. She's just stopped talking to him, and and just like he wasn't in the room. And he said, what's wrong? And she said, oh, nothing. I'm just not feeling well or something. But she continued. And finally he said, I don't know what to do. So he was talking to me about it. This was a few months ago. And I said, well, you have to tell her how it makes you feel. You have to tell her that even though she's not saying the bad words, her actions are hurtful, very hurtful. And that's what I got from your talk, is the way that we harm people when we disconnect. That's just one way, but when we disconnect. Now, in this situation with her, she obviously had something that was, eating at her or whatever, but to be able, but not to explain it, to me, I feel like I could consider myself a giant gentleness, because I'm not afraid to tell somebody how I feel. When you said such and such and such and such, I felt blah blah blah. What did you mean by that? Or being a safe place where somebody can say, I'm having this problem, and I can say, well, I don't have the answers, but I have a listening ear, and I'm here to hear you. And sometimes that's a gentle way to be a compassionate listener. So, what reminded me of your topic, we used to have Great Danes, and they were called gentle giants. So when you said your topic was giant gentleness, I immediately thought of my very, very gentle, lovely Great Danes. So with that, how about you other ladies? How did you feel about this topic?
I I began with thinking about perception, and you're describing situations where people are sort of actively being nasty in one way or another. And what that sent me to was the whole thought of nonverbal communication, because sometimes we know someone is having a bad day or whatever, even though they haven't said a word. And we can see things revealed in like eye contact or silence, like Cathy was talking about. And what that's a whole area of study, nonverbal behavior. What that then led me to was a thought about perceiving where other people are. And we've all heard of the expression women's intuition. And I don't know if that expression is still being used today, but theorists think that women are more perceptive to nonverbal cues. And it's because throughout our evolution, women have been the primary caregivers. And since a baby or a child can't tell you what's going on, you have to be able to discern it. And that is something that I think is a part of this, is being able to discern where somebody else is coming from. And so I was also thinking that you have to make choices about when you are going to play the role of safe person. When someone, say, approaches us, or one way or another we become familiar or acquainted with somebody's problems, we have to make choices about how we're going to respond to that. And one of the things that I tell my students is consider the biggest influence on our lives, time, because it can take time to help someone unravel a situation. And so what I suggest is to say something like, if you don't have the time, I'd really want to talk to you about this. Right now, I don't have the time. Let us set up a time to talk about it. And part of that is you have to take care of yourself too. So you're trying to take care of two people at the same time. Another thought I had has to do with the word safe. And I don't know, well, there are a lot of places that are considered safe houses. Remember when that term came in decades ago? And faculty often make their offices a safe space. And so we use this word safe in order to tell people you're good here. You don't have to worry here. You can say anything you want here. And so people are responding to this desire that others have to feel safe. So I really liked this topic, and as you can tell, it sent me in a bunch of different directions. But I try to be safe. I'm not always good at it, but I try. Thank you, Cathy, for bringing this up.
Well, I'll share. It seems like the panel had so many wonderful things to say. There isn't an awful lot left for me, but let me give it a try. When you talked about your topic being giant gentleness, it immediately brought people to mind and heart that I feel are true giants of gentleness. And interestingly enough, the first three people I thought of were male, not female. I try to be safe, and in my mind, the way I internalize it is I'm so much more interested in learning you than judging you. And I feel like that hopefully makes me feel like a safe place to the people around me. Great topic, great awareness. Thank you, Cathy.
Thank you, everyone. And Cathy Richman, thank you for your companion is trying to tell us that this is a safe space. So he feels very safe there. So thank you for bringing him in. This, it's one of the things, it's difficult. When I read this, I thought about, how safe of a person am I? And looking at, being able to feel that people can trust me with their inner thoughts and feelings. Am I the kind of person that, can be compassionate and caring? And can I be the kind that can see their pain? But I also am the thing of dealing in this, which went on is, my own inner work. When I'm not feeling safe within my own self, then I do see I lash out at others and sort of carry on those things. So sometimes it's like knowing that there's some inner work I need to be doing when I see I'm lashing out, that it's sort of like, what is going on here? What is not being met or heard, or what's taken on? So I think everyone shared some wonderful thoughts and perceptions in this. And I'm glad that we had the chance to discuss this. And please leave your comments if you have anything you want to talk about being a safe place or a safe person, and what you may have done to become a safe person, or the work that you're doing. It's like we always look to hear from our viewers, and your comments are welcome. If you like this topic, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. We'd like to have additional members so that we can give you notifications when we're doing these tapings. And so with that, I want to close this, and I want to thank the panel for being here today, for taking time out, and for the viewing audience that have taken some time to step in to this moment and give your soul some food for thought. So have a very blessed day. Bye, everybody.
Thank you for joining us, and let's stay connected and grow in spirit. We are on Facebook. Search for Unity Church of El Cajon and follow us and like our posts. You can reach us on YouTube at Unity Church of El Cajon. Please subscribe to our channel, watch our videos, and leave comments which can help us improve. We are on the web at unityofelcajon.org. Email or call our church office to receive our weekly newsletters, which lists all of our activities and opportunities to learn and grow together.